All right, it's the weekend live edition of Loser Donald. So, have you guys been seeing the case that Donald Trump was testifying for? The deposition's out now. This is when Jose Andres and Jeffrey Zakarian pulled out of restaurants in the fancy new hotel that Trump was building in Washington. So, he was, according to his own testimony, surprised, and that's why he had to sue them when they pulled out. What I called Latinos rapists and criminals, and Jose Andres wants to pull out. I could have never seen that coming. Well, and it's not just because Jose Andres is Latino. Jeffrey Zakarian is not Latino. They're like, hey, you schmuck, we're trying to run a business. And if you want to run a business, you know what you do? You don't insult your clients. So we're not going to open up great restaurants and put our brands in jeopardy and put all this money and effort into these things if you're going to go around calling 13-14% of the population rapists and criminals. That's terrible for business. It's terrible for our brand, and we're not going to participate in that. And the whole time in the depositions, he's basically like, oh, well, who could have seen that coming? I thought insulting people would be good for business. You know that when he came out and did that first announcement of, that he was running, and that's where he made the famous rapists and criminals line, it wasn't in his prepared notes. Now, in the deposition, he claims, I planned to say it all along. No, he didn't. It wasn't in his notes. He's a schmuck. He never plans anything out. He never does his homework. So he came in there and with all bluster like he always does, and he just said that stuff out loud because that's what popped into his racist head. So he was like, I don't know, Mexico's sending its worst. They're not sending their best. Their best, they're sending rapists and criminals. Afterwards, everybody who does business with him is like, you idiot, what did you just do? You just cost us a huge chunk of clients. In fact, that's when NBC had to pull him. That was the straw that broke the camel's back for Apprentice. They're like, remember back then, nobody took him seriously. They didn't think he was going to really run. They thought he was doing it for publicity. Part of the reason he kept doing it was because NBC's like, it's too late. We can't have you on Apprentice anymore. We can't have, sponsors don't want you insulting a huge chunk of the American people. They have to sell products to those. You know why? They're real businessmen. They're not idiots like you who got daddy's money and never did anything with it. Mark Cuban made a prediction the other day. He said, Donald Trump, if he doesn't win the election, is bankrupt again within 7 years. Look, whether you think Mark Cuban's right or not, come on. If you're a real businessman, you know this isn't how you run your business. You don't go around spitting in your customer's face. So stupid. And you have to be cognizant of the people who you're doing business with. They're actual smart businessmen. The only mistake they made was agreeing to a deal with you in the first place. So yet another case of Donald Trump totally bumbling it, totally screwing it up entirely. Ay, ay, ay. Loser Donald.